comes in the southernmost part of our country. If I take one step further, I will fall into the Indian Ocean only. And the best interesting part in our family, we have got a Mapillai who is a Pahadi from Himachal Pradesh. That's in northernmost of India. Then my son Venkatesh, rather he is there, our son Venkatesh, has contributed by marrying a Bengali girl. So we have taken coverage with eastern part of India. How I wish we could have had one more child, he or she, to be bedded in the western part of India so that we could have made news north, east, west, south. I think that's enough of my introduction, self-introduction. Hello, let me first thank the President, Dr. Purnima Rao, for providing me this platform to a housewife to inaugurate her maiden speech. I am really delighted to be here amongst you. I am very happy. Well, when I was in college, I discovered I have an aptitude for writing. Slowly started writing poems and writing short stories, but just 2-3 pages short stories became my hobby. I had even written 1 or 2 plays for the college culture. Then I got married and I was busy delivering 2 children and raising them up. Then we moved to Calcutta. From there, we moved to a village called Sahaganj in West Bengal. New place, new language, new surrounding, new culture kept me very busy. In 1978, I wrote my first story and sent it to the very popular Tamil magazine called Ananda Vigadan. Why I chose Ananda Vigadan? I wanted to get the approval from the eminent magazine. As we say in a proverb, Vasishta because getting published in Ananda Vigadan is equivalent to getting Vasishta Voyala Brahmarishi Pattam. To my pleasant surprise, the very first story I wrote was published in Ananda Vigadan. Within a short period, I wrote one more story and sent it to a literary magazine monthly magazine called Kalaimagal, where the literary giant and an eminent personality, Sri Kiva Jagannathan, was the editor. Getting an approval from Sri Kiva Jagannathan is a big thing. Then you can think yourself that you have arrived as a writer in capital letters. I patted myself, was so happy. So one more puttu from one more Vasishta I got. Then there was no turning back after that. About 100 of the stories have been published. For me, writing a short story is very interesting. I get immense pleasure and satisfaction. only hindrance here, ishtam pole kadai alakka mudiyadhu, reel panna mudiyadhu. You have to finish everything within specific space. If you start a story, you have to end it within 5 to 6 pages with some substance. Normally, I pick up ideas, my storyline, from the day-to-day happenings of our people. I don't do any research work before writing. Neither there are a lot of descriptive details in the stories, but the stories are always laced with good sense of humor here and there. And the flow of language, the conversation is my strength. Whenever I get a feedback from my new readers, they say that they are able to visualize whatever they read in front of their eyes, and they are able to relate closely to the events. And I include grandparents, grandchildren in the stories to make it look more colorful. And I give lot of importance to women. And there is a streak of feminism in some of my stories. I intend narrating few portions from 2 stories of mine. There is a girl and a boy, very much in love, get married. It is their wedding night. The boy is very much excited. He seems to be in very high spirits. He comes and tells the girl, "At last, we have done it." The girl quickly asks him, "What did he do? We have just entered the room. We haven't sorted anything. What happened between us? Nothing." For it, the boy says, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean that. What I meant, I have made you Meena Arvind." "Then what about you?" the girl asks. "I am still Arvind. Why can't you become Arvind Meena?" "No, it doesn't happen in the society. You can make it happen, Arvind." He says, "No, our society doesn't allow it, and it's not in our culture." For that, the girl replies, "No, it's you, menfolk, come and hang behind our names after marriage, thinking that we become your property and you own us. I will give you some explanation the way I feel it." The girl says, "Think, Arvind, we are like engine and the train. Engine is the one who has got the power to pull the train and take it into different places. Like that, we women are Shaktis. We are always standing in the front before your names. So, we always take you to different places and give you a lot of power. We provide power. You don't have to attach my name next to you. It's of no use to us. Do you understand? You better understand," she says. The boy is totally speechless. He doesn't know what to say, thinking, wondering how he is going to manage this girl in the future. Menfolk, there are so many gentlemen here. If at all, in any which way, if I hurt your feelings with this interpretation, my profuse apologies. The next
I'm only happy my wife not here today.
All the wives already know this.
All the wives.
Okay, after reading
All the wives are fine.
Okay, after reading this story, my Chittappa, who is in Chennai, all of 80 years, he was very, very annoyed and upset. He called me to say, "Jeya, How can you write such a story? And how can a magazine like Kalaimagal publish this kind of story? If a girl starts talking like this in the wedding night, the very next day, they both of them will fight with each other and they will end up standing in the court and filing for divorce. I could sense a male ego in his voice, even at this age when he is entirely depending on his daughter-in-law. The next story, a married couple of 5 years, no children. The mother tells her son to consult the doctors. The wife refuses. She is telling her husband, what's the point? Why should we go? If at all the doctor mentions some deficiency in any one of us, then both of us will feel bad. It will unnecessarily spoil our compatibility level. I will advise you, you become my child, me be yours. Let us live happily, thinking that it's our destiny. Both of them agree to the point. But the man, being the man, that too in early 30s, he wants to find out his capability, whether he could father a child. He goes to a doctor friend who was his classmate, who is a fertility specialist. Now, he goes and asks her whether the doctor will help him find out whether he could father a child. Back comes the reply. It's very simple. Just become Vicky donor. I hope everyone understands what I meant by Vicky donor. Then he agrees.
Explain to you later.
He agrees, but the doctor tells him that everything will be confidential, I won't reveal anything. But for the result, whether you can or cannot. In due course, he comes to know everything is perfect with him, and she being his close friend, also tells him that it's a girl baby. 18 years gone. Now, our hero is standing at the checkout counter in a supermarket. While standing, he sees an image of a girl in the mirror right in front of him. And he could see a kind of resemblance between them, their faces. Suddenly, he turns this side and sees the girl. Yes, actually, there is a lot of resemblance. He thinks, could it be? That time, a woman who is in her early 40s, she enters the shop and goes to the girl and tells her, "Oi, baby, darling, I'm so late. I got stuck up in the other shop. Sorry, have you done it?" And she too sees this image of this man in the mirror next to her, standing next to her daughter. Then again she turns back and sees the man, and she seems to understand a connect, but it doesn't bother her. She gives a good staring look at the man, picks up her daughter, and walks out. And putting her hand around the shoulder of the daughter, walks out. Our hero inside the supermarket is astounded totally. He doesn't know what to do. He thinks, what's happening around me? Here I have contributed equally in this venture, but I don't have any ownership. I don't have any identity. I can't tell anyone that it's my creation. But right in front of my eyes, the woman is walking, flaunting with motherhood, and with a lot of pride, she's going, hugging her daughter. The whole society has agreed they are mother and daughter. Here, then what have I become? A mere chella kasu? and he's feeling so weak on his knees, he wants to shout at everybody, "Who am I?" Nothing, no answer. So this is the one non. Who am I in Tamil? Nan yar. Nan yar is the title given to the first set of stories which I have written. This is Nan yar. Any questions? Now I am unable to express the kind of feeling I am going through at this moment. I can show that through an experience of mine when I felt it for the first time. We had just then returned from China. As I normally do, the very next day I went to the nearby Ishwari Lending library to pick up lot of Tamil magazines. I started reading. There was a column called Pokisham in Ananda Vikadan. Pokisham means treasure trove, and it's very precious. I was reading a story. While I was reading it, I could sense the story, the way it was written, was exactly the way I write. Then I went to the second paragraph. I started reading it. Then I was totally convinced it was my story. Quickly went and saw the writer's name, and to my very pleasant surprise, my name Jeya was written. Because in Pokisham they always republish the stories which are very well appreciated and of good quality. And they republish the stories way back from Ananda Vigadan magazine's commencement. So I felt so happy, the same kind of feeling. I was in really cloud nine, I was in great ecstasy, so happy. The same kind of feeling I am going through right now in front of you. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, I have a question.
She clapped before the pause because it was so good.
Thank you.
And you didn't clap in between because you requested not to.
I wanted to.
wanted to. Yes, question. Ma'am, is the translation available of your book?
Translation available.
Yeah.
This particular story I have translated for my China friends, mean China Indian friends, Hindi friends.
Okay.
This Who Am I have translated. Rest of the story I have to do. I haven't.
Where can we read it, ma'am?
Where can you read it means?
Can we get to read it somewhere?
You can read the Tamil version.
The English version, you can contact Purnima and the scan copy we can.
You can pass
Yeah.
it.
Right now it's with Shankar Swami.
I have a question. We'll take it from Shankar.
You've been writing for so many years, and the society has obviously changed. So, how has your writing changed? Because I've not read, unfortunately, I've had the pleasure of reading your works. What is your impression of today's society? Because when you're a feminist or a
Today,
Brahmin community, for example, those days, the entire ambience and everything was different. Today is very different. So, how
That's
do you
what.
see that as
According to the changes only I keep writing. Now I have finished writing a big novel. Novel means only 9-10 chapters. It's entirely different from the stories I have written here. That girl's perception and the flow of the story, everything is totally different. It's a very modern story. So I keep writing according to the change.
What is the biggest change that you see? As a commentator, what is the biggest change that you see in the society?
Like what?
From living there, we see certain things. We feel, okay, women are not, while we talk about liberty and feminism and all that, the definition has changed. So, what is your comment on the change that, women in the society have?
No, I think Jeya, her question is more related to, like, suppose you take a typical mother-in-law
Okay.
or you take a typical daughter-in-law. Now, there would be a situation how they act or react, let's say 40 years back. And
40 years back it was
Earliest
very
stories.
different.
and
Now it's very much very
and
different.
now basically what she's asking is what is the change today? Like how do you think
There is
mother-in-law
lot of
behaves
changes today. We can't treat our daughter-in-law or daughter-in-law can't treat the mother-in-law the way they were treating each other earlier. There is lot of change.
Is it better or is it worse? It's different.
It's how we take it,
How you
how
take
we
it.
are able to adjust with them, how
But so
we
what
take it.
the question she's asking is, how do you view it? Since you have been a writer, you've been observing. I mean, do you find situations change for the better or for the worse?
That's what, no, how you take it. We cannot
It's an individual
comment on
perception.
that.
Oh, ma'am,
Each one's perception is different. No?
I would put it in this way. Now, the first story which you said would have been an earlier story of yours.
Yes, yes.
Yeah?
It's more than 12 years old.
It's 12 years old. So there,
Both the
there's
stories.
yeah. So there's a certain way the hero and the protagonist has been, and similar your heroines of today, the way they thought of
Heroines
then
of-
and the way they thought now.
That's what, no, it's everything keeps changing. Everything keeps changing. Our living style, I mean, our food habits,
The way we
way we think, everything keeps changing.
Which is better, Chennai or China?
Chennai is always better. I will never give up Chennai. But China was very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Because Chinese people are very helpful by nature. And it was an interesting experience in China for 5 years.
I have a doubt. I think it will be interesting for all here too. In my opinion, over the centuries, over many millennia, women have actually been in full control. Now, is it that they got a little unsure of the control that they have to assert that yes, I am strong, I am stronger, and so on?
Yes. Yeah.
Is it this feminism and women's liberation actually a manifestation that women started losing some of the total control they had?
I think they lost control
In between.
that they have to assert themselves
At
now.
home, I'm sure all the men were
Now,
at home or outside or whatever, either the wife or the mother has always been in control. Now, whether that is a secret or whether that is a happy announcement is another matter. But all this is a manifestation that when you state something, instead of being an iron hand inside a velvet glove, is it becoming the other way around? Because it's something has changed.
there's something known as a real authority and a perceived authority.
Yes.
So it's always been that, the perception is that man is, the stronghold there. But you're saying it's always been
No, it was always, that is my opinion. So is it that at some period that the real control started getting shaky and that is why women are asserting again?
not
Asserting
like that.
it vociferously.
Even that kind of control, taking control also keeps changing. Nowadays, women are very, very independent. So they are equal.
Maybe they've started getting independence and relinquishing control.
Thank you, Radesh. That was a good finish. We'll have Aishwarya to give the we have Aishwarya to give the vote of thanks.
Now for a quick vote of thanks. Ma'am, thank you so much today for being with us. Storytelling is definitely an art. I see that when I take up a short story to tell my son and he says stop, enough, I don't have no more patience. But today you have kept us all in rapt attention for the last half an hour. Kudos for that. We wish you all the very best for your endeavors and definitely you are a role model for women power. We look forward to seeing more leaders.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Aishwarya. And thank you, Jeya, for that interesting afternoon that we had. Thanks to Srinivasan and
Shashi.
Shashi. Welcome to Vijay after a long time. And I think we're waiting for sunshine from both Vijay and Jayanti. for coming after a long time.
Read something which was not information.
Thank you.
This meeting
Meeting of the Rotary Club of Madras Temple City is adjourned. Thank you. Thank you very much. Kade solrudhu whether you are young or old, everybody is good. Very good. Thank you very much for